hey, I'm Travis, and you might know me from Poddex, and now you're going to know me from Social Boom, which is a community where we help creators grow their Instagram accounts and monetize it. So today, I just want to see real quickly, like how many people here have created a reel or a TikTok video? All right, Scott. All right, cool. So we got about half the people are creating, half aren't. Well, the reason that reels are so popular is because Instagram is going after that TikTok audience, right? They're trying to get the attention on their platform, and they're actually rewarding creators for using it by sometimes giving you an extreme amount of reach, meaning if you have 500 followers, it might get shown to 20,000 people. But I think a lot of people avoid it because they don't really know how to do it and how to focus on it, right? So I thought instead of giving you a PowerPoint, I thought I would just actually create a reel, sharing on my phone, showing you the exact steps so you can do it too. And then at the end, I'll give you not a template, but a little workbook that has 7 templates that you could use for inspiration. Okay. So if the contest is about being magical and funny, you want to remember to think outside of the box. You want to think of things that you can do like disappearing tricks, or maybe a conversation with yourself that's a skit. But one of my favorite formulas to use is simply hook, information, call to action. So I'm going to create one right now. I'm going to share my phone. So just give me 1 second to get that going.
Okay, wait. You said it's hook.
Yep. Information. And call to action.
Or a CTA, yes.
Or a CTA, yeah, that's the technical term, I believe. So what you want to remember, and hopefully you're seeing my phone here. Great. All right, cool. So what you want to remember is reels are like a brief conversation. It's like a hello, right? So we don't necessarily want to create ultra long reels because what we're doing is we're fighting against someone's thumb from flicking us out of their universe, right? So you want to bear in mind, like, how could I give the information as quickly as possible? Okay. So to get started, obviously you want to be in your Instagram account, and there's a couple different ways that you can get into reels, but I'm just going to go to the top right-hand corner where that little plus sign is, and it gives me all the options because Instagram is a multifaceted platform and allows you to make all kinds of different content, which is why it's my favorite. And I'm going to pick reel, and it's immediately going to open up the camera and start to give me some options. Okay. So the first thing you're going to see, I'm just going to put this down so it's a little clearer. On the left-hand side, you see a music note, you see 15, 1x, there's a layout and a timer. Okay. I'm not going to focus on all of those, but the first one we see is music, right? So if you're going to do a dancing reel or a lip syncing reel, I highly recommend adding music to anything you do, because when you use audio, it's going to keep people's attention. And I'll also show you how to find trending audio to give your reel a better chance of getting shown outside of your audience. But if you don't see all this music, you need to upgrade your account to either a creator account or a business account. Okay. So you can see there's a huge list of music, and there's also stuff that I've just saved, so I can pick any of those, and I will add music to this reel shortly here. Okay. The next section is just how long the reel is going to be. Some people have 60 seconds, some people don't, because Instagram's rolling out features in different capacities. But I'd love for you guys to try to focus on like 15 seconds. That seems to be the real sweet spot with getting someone to watch it all the way through. And when they watch all the way through, that means they'll show it to more people, because that's an indicator of engagement from the dreaded algorithm, right? So we want as much algorithm juice as we can to show our reel to more people. Okay, cool. So now that I have this, you can see my dirty desk. I'm going to flip the camera around, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a hook information offer about Podfest. Okay. So the first step is simply this little middle button, which has like the little camera thing. You hold that down, and that can start to record video. Okay. So I'm going to think of a good hook just kind of on the spot here. And I'm just going to record this and show you how I'm going to put this together. Okay. So here we go. Want to know how I'm going to level up my podcast in 2022? Okay, so I've just recorded one section of the video. You don't have to do the entire thing at once. You can do it in pieces, which makes it a lot more manageable, especially if you're not like super comfortable in front of the camera. Or you don't want to redo it over and over again. Okay. Then I'm going to record the next bit, right? And I'm going to actually move around, because the more we change the scenery, the more we recapture people's attention. And this is just something I've learned from testing. Okay. So I'm going to go to Podfest Expo 2022. Okay, so now I've got my second piece. I'm kind of delivering the information. Now I can actually maybe just go to the Podfest website here, and maybe what I'll do is I'll do one of the, everyone loves when you point the finger at something for some reason. So now I can go in and do that, okay? Which I probably shouldn't have talked. So I'm gonna go back. So if you screw up, don't worry. All you have to do is press the little arrow on this left bottom corner, and I can just delete that, okay? So I'm gonna not talk now when I do it. So I'll go like this. All right. So now I've got my third piece of the video. So the video is kind of continually changing. One cool way that you can start to incorporate more camera angles is pay attention when you watch a TV show, and pay attention to how many times the camera changes. That's how they keep your attention, okay? Or if you look at a commercial or the next ad you see, don't skip it. Count how many times the camera angle changes. They do that intentionally, which is to keep your attention, okay? All right, so I've said I'm going to level up my podcast. I'm going to Podfest. I showed Podfest Expo. And now I'm going to talk just a little bit more about it because I want to keep this to like 15 seconds to keep people's attention, okay? So what can I say? Podfest is the most amazing community of creators, and I'm going to be networking with some of the best, okay? So that was a little long-winded. Typically, I want to call to action, so I'm going to go back and delete that and say that again, okay? So delete. Now, this takes a little bit getting used to. You can mess up. You can figure out what you're going to say. It happens to the best of us, all right? All right, so Podfest is the #1 community for creators, and it's, see, I already messed up again, right? So this is all part of the process. Watch Travis mess up his reels, all right? I'm just trying to be
say hi to Mark Savant or Savant for us too.
Oh yeah, somebody's jamming into my DMs, yeah. Mark Savant, yeah. I think he's speaking at Podfest this year, actually.
Probably.
All right. So Podfest is the #1 community for podcasters, and I want to be networking my buns off. I don't know. And then the last thing I'll do is a call to action. Will I see you there? All right. So now I have all the components of the video. Okay. So now what I can do is I can go back and edit this, and I would just simply press this little back arrow at the top. Okay. And now I can start to add some of the bubbles. You know, a lot of people do the pointing at the bubbles, and you might not know how to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on the little letter icon, and it's going to allow me to type. So I'm going to say, want to level up your podcast. Okay. And now I can move that around to wherever I want on the screen. And I am going to add a question mark because it's a question. And now I can tap on the little bubble at the bottom and pick where I want this to appear in the video. So I don't have to have it go throughout the entire video. So if I wanted to point to a bubble, I could make the bubble exactly when I wanted. So I'm going to make it cut off right about before that first cut, okay? And then I can move that up. And now it's going to show me like a little ghost of where my bubble is if we're still looking at my screen here, okay? So then I'm done, all right? And then I could put in, you know, Podfest Expo, right? .com. And then I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to decide where in this video do I want this, okay? And so I'll just scoot it like here because I don't want bubbles over bubbles. And then I'll say, get a ticket. I probably should have done a bubble pointer, but this is more fun. And I'll add an emoji. Boom. So now I'm going to pick right when I show the website. And then I'll ask a question for engagement, which is, will I see you there?
And can we use this for TikTok?
Same general things apply, right? So TikTok has a couple different nuances as far as how you place the bubbles, but it's the same concept, right? Instagram is not making new features. They're just stealing features from other platforms. So same foundationals apply.
Yes.
Okay.
And Travis, when we're expert at this, how long should it take us? Like what's our goal for churning these out?
Well,
Like you're
you
doing
know,
it in slow-mo for us, but how long does it take you to do one of these?
it depends on how prepared you are, right? So I'm kind of winging it. So if I had a better plan, because I wung it not to not be prepared, but to show you that there's like little nuances that you're going to have to encounter, right? So the more you plan, the faster it will go. They take me anywhere from like 10 to 30 minutes, depending on how crazy I get with the bubbles or the things I'm pointing to. So, it's creation's about speed. This is not a perfect video, and I don't want it to be a perfect video. I want it to be something that I can create quickly and create intrigue and then move on to create the next thing or to record a podcast or grow my business. So you don't want to be spending your entire life making these. All right, cool. So now that we did that, we want to add some music. So if you tap the little music box at the top, it's going to give you that exact same, hang on. It's going to give you the exact same menu we had, and you can pick, any song, and then you can actually choose what part of the song you want to play in the background. But when I do this, it's going to put the music at like full blast. So I'm going to turn the background music down, okay? So now I have a little bit of ambiance to the video. And if I wanted to add sound effects, I could add a sound effect in.
Jessica and Katya agree with you using music, and Jessica also says you can lip sync. Have you ever lip synced?
I do not lip sync. But you can lip sync. Yeah. So what you would do is you would load the music first and you would record the video and it'll actually play the music so you can lip sync to it. I just personally don't lip sync because I'm, first of all, not good at it. And second of all, I tend to create my own content and I don't think people want to see me lip sync. But yes, if you were going to lip sync or dance, you'd want to pick the music first and then it'll play the music as you're recording the video. So you at least know where to move or when to talk, if that makes sense.
That's a great tip. And just know the words to the song.
Yeah, there's also a speed element, so you can slow the song down. So you could, stick with it if you need to. I've only lip synced to songs I've written, which is a whole nother story, but that's how you would create a lip sync video.
Travis with the higher level there. All right.
I like to make my own parody songs, and that's the only thing I lip sync to. So
you and Al, huh? Okay.
So finally, we're at the stage where we're about to share this, right? So one of the quickly overlooked things is that we want to edit the way it looks on our feed. All right. So you would tap on cover, and it's going to allow you to pick which slide in your video is going to appear on your feed, right? If you have like feed envy and you want your feed to look good. So I'm just going to pick the least flattering version of myself. No. And I'll just pick that. Okay. Maybe that's not the best one. Doesn't matter. And now I've picked a cover, but I need to crop that because video is 9:16 and we're only going to get a little box on our feed. So I just tap on crop profile image and I can move this around to make sure that the text doesn't get cut off. Okay. And now, at least if somebody visits my profile, they'll see that, hey, I want to level up my podcast. Maybe I'll tap on that reel. And then I press done. And then from there, I can put in my caption and my hashtags and my location and do all the other things that we do with posts and then click share. One pro tip I can give you as you're getting into reels is creating something. And then at the very bottom, it says save to draft. Okay. So this is something I typically do all the time, which is save it to a draft. And then if you go to if you get off the regular feed and into the reels feed, you'll see all these drafts. And what that allows you to do is create a bunch of content that you can choose when you release it. But you build it out, you put it in a draft, and then you can drip it out over time. So it's a great way to almost schedule posts. The one thing you have to look out for, though, is don't log out, because if you log out of Instagram like a good girl or boy, because you want your mind share back, it gets rid of the draft. So you kind of have to stay logged in. But that's a great way where you can continually just capture ideas or create things and then drip them out later.